things that make me feel expensive for no reason. First is using a cold facial mist in the mornings. I just used the Peter Thomas Roth water drench one. I don't really know how to explain it, but my skin feels so alive and expensive. It gets rid of all that morning puffiness and redness, and it leaves such an amazing glow because it's infused with hyaluronic acid. The atomizer also provides an ultra-fine mist application, and the peppermint too just makes this feel super light and refreshing on my skin. And of course, we have to pair the water drench family together. But the next thing that makes me feel expensive for literally no reason is fake gold jewelry. I don't care what anybody says, I will always love the excessive jewelry look. Like, I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 things of jewelry on right now. Out of all of these, the only things that are real are this ring and then both of my earrings. I will always be happy with some fake jewelry. There is no shame in my game. Another thing that makes me feel expensive for no reason is sunglasses. The sunglasses that I wear are literally $5 and I will rock them like they were a band every single time. I can't even explain why they make me feel expensive. They just do. That's why I say for no reason. Another thing that makes me feel expensive for no reason is metal straws. And I don't even use them that often, but whenever I do, I feel like an animal whisperer, like, yes, I'm saving the planet. Makeup is finished and I only skin prep with these 2 products. Peter Thomas Roth gonna do it every time. But we are finished. Deuces, deuces, and deuces.
I don't like you if you don't say anything back after I compliment you. Girl, I love your top. Okay, cool, I guess I'll just never say anything nice to you again. I don't like you if you make fun of an older professor when they're having difficulties with technology. First of all, I have difficulties with technology, and it literally breaks my heart when there's a professor and they're just like trying their best and students just like start laughing at them. I don't know, show some respect. I don't like you if you talk about plans in front of somebody who's not invited to said plans. If you ever had this happen to you, you know it's like so hurtful. It's just not nice to make somebody feel excluded. I don't like you if you say we should agree to disagree when you're just straight up wrong. This is a stupid argument I had, but like I once got into an argument over Harry Potter. I'm a Hufflepuff and I was saying how Cedric Diggory is like the only Hufflepuff representation in the books. This person was like, Cedric Diggory wasn't a Hufflepuff, he was a Gryffindor. I was like, no, he's a Hufflepuff. And they were like, well, we can just agree to disagree. No, you could read the books or Google it. Yeah, clearly I have very mature arguments. I don't like you if you're talking bad about somebody, like literally dragging their name through the mud, and then you're having brunch with them on your Instagram story the next week. Like, what? You talk about your friends like that? Crazy. And last, I don't like you if you feel the need to make everything into a competition. Like, whenever I accomplish something, you need to compare it to yourself. Can't we just be happy for each other? We don't need to compare one another. Okay, that's all. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, do my hair with me while I tell you the story of the time my body completely rejected a boy, and I have no understanding as to why. I'm not one to say I get the ick, but I cannot explain how I felt on this day. I just felt disgusted. And Lord forgive me, I feel so bad for saying that, but I just don't understand what happened. This is gonna look really weird, but I'm just gonna like clip this bit of hair up like that. Okay, so getting straight into it, last year, as you guys know, I had some poor experiences with boys. I didn't pick the right boys. When I left school, I started to get attention from boys, which I never had during school. Like, during school, I was like, I'm not even trying to sound like, oh, I was this, I was that, but I was like kind of known as the ugly friend. Like, I wasn't really seen pretty from a boy anyway. Maybe from a girl's perspective they'd think differently. So yeah, when I left school and I did start to get like some attention from boys, and they were like, you know, offering to take me out on dates and stuff, I was like, sure. So I was speaking to this boy called, we're gonna call him Andy. I don't know where that name come from, but me and Andy were speaking for a little while, and you know, things were good. Like, there was nothing really wrong with how anything was going. There were times where he would like give me the ick a little bit, and I hate using that term, just because, like, I don't know, sometimes he'd send like 3 or 4 kisses at the end of a message, but I'd just come out of a situationship with like a horrible person, so I was like, let's just try the nice guy, okay? This looks so stupid right now, I can't even see. Trust the process, okay? Trust the process. So eventually, he got bored of texting me and was like, I really want to meet up with you, I want to take you out. So I was like, sure, why not? Let's plan a little date. And we eventually did, although I'm pretty sure I did the planning, even though, like, you wanted to take me out on a date, so why am I planning it? So we end up going to the beach, because he actually lived, like, practically by the coast, like nearly on it. And the plan was that, you know, was gonna like go for a little walk by the beach and then go and get dinner. Like that was the plan, was gonna go out for a meal together and whatnot. That didn't work. I'm gonna have to style these two front bits and come back because this makes a lot of noise. So we end up going on this like little beach walk together, meet up with Andy, and it's chill, you know, it's all going very much fine. And obviously this is our first date, so it is very much a case we're still getting to know each other and whatnot. There were a couple things like during the date that like kind of just cringed me out a little bit. Like he worked out and like he would just like keep like pulling his shirt off and being like, yeah, I've like got abs. Like, okay, I get it. But for the most part, it was going reasonably well. Like, you know, it was nothing I couldn't deal with. It was no deal breakers just yet. Then it got to a point where it was just really awkward. Like, we kind of both just kept repeating ourselves that we had nothing else to say to each other. It was just really, really awkward. So after we had like sat on the beach together for a little bit and stuff, we eventually like carried on like a little walk, and I was obviously assuming that after we was gonna like go grab a meal or something, because that was like the plan from the get-go. And like on this same day at the beach, there was like some festival thing going on, but like couldn't really understand what it was. For some reason, he really did not like this whole festival thing, and he was like, let's go. So I was just like, okay. I don't even think he would like had anything to hide. He was just a little bit strange, I don't know. Then we literally, I'm not even joking, for about 45 minutes, it was so awkward and boring, and I was just like, what is going on? He just like grabbed me by the hand and was like, follow me, and he's like holding me from like way behind like this, if I'm like a flipping child, and like literally just dragging me around in the same circle around this festival for like 45 minutes, like no conversation. It was just really weird. So then I was trying to be like, you know, oh, why don't we like go out for that little meal now, because I just don't know, I feel like it's so much easier to speak to someone like over dinner and stuff, and we wasn't even talking to each other anyway, because he's just dragging me around like a dog. And he was like, oh, yeah, okay, let's do that. But like, he was really unsure of it. It was kind of strange. So he was like, oh, well, where do you want to eat? And I was like, I don't mind, like, genuinely, you decide. Also, the fact that like I'd planned out the majority of this date anyway to start with, I was thinking, let me give you some work to do. Do you know what I mean? Because why am I doing it all? Then after like another like 30 minutes, he just kept being like, oh, I can't decide. And I was like, oh, okay, do you want me to pick somewhere then? Because at this point I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do it. And then he was just like, oh, well, actually, we can't. I was like, oh, okay, like, why? He was like, oh, I haven't got like the money at the moment and stuff like that. And I was just thinking like, that is absolutely fine. Why didn't you say that like 45 minutes ago? And I was like, you know, if you want to like pay separately, we can do that. Like, I wasn't expecting you to pay anyway. Or if you don't want to go at all, that's fine. He was like, yeah, no, I can't afford it. I was like, okay, that's chill. Like, you could have said that ages ago. Obviously understand he probably felt embarrassed to say that, but it was like, I don't know, it was just worse now because you just dragged it on for that long. Like, you should have just said that. So then I just assumed, obviously, we was just gonna like continue on the beach, whatever. Then he was like, do you want to come to my house? And I had not yet developed the skills to be like, no, okay? I was just like, okay, sure. I didn't really want to go to his house. I feel like it can be quite hard to say no, like when you first start dating people and stuff, because you're obviously excited that you're like in your little dating era and you don't want anything to go wrong, so you just kind of like going with the flow. But like now I would have been like, no. So we eventually end up going to his house, and I end up meeting his parents, which I really, really didn't want to do, because like I just knew it wasn't going to work, and like, I don't know, meeting someone's parents is a big deal. So I was like, I really don't want to do this. Literally, as soon as I get into his house, it's so awkward. I'm just like, oh, you have like a really nice kitchen. I was like, I just didn't know what to say to him. Like, it was just so awkward. Just like, nice kitchen, nice house. Like, let's stay down here. And he was like, no, let's go up to my room. I was like, okay. He goes upstairs and like immediately slams the door, right? And I'm just like, can we just leave that like all the way open, please? Because I just really wasn't feeling it, but I just didn't know how to tell him that. Like, I don't know, I was struggling inside. Now, for some context, when I met his parents, they were outside the front of the house. I think they were doing like work on the front of the house or something, and his bedroom window was facing the front of the house, right? So as he slammed the door shut, like so loud, his mum shouts from outside, like outside the front of the house, Andy, open your bedroom door. It was so awkward and cringe, and I just felt, I was just like, please, this is so awkward. Although she did kind of save my life there, because I really didn't want the door shut. So I was just like, thank you. He then asked like what my favourite movie was and stuff. And it was just so pointless, because I told him my favourite movie. And then he was just like, oh, okay, I'll put on my favourite movie. I was like, okay, cool. I did you ask then? He then proceeds to kiss me, and guys, I can't explain it. It was like my body rejected him. Like, I literally just froze and my body was shaking. I was like, no, like, stop. It was so weird. Nothing like that has ever happened to me before. Like, I'm so confident when it comes to things like that, and I was just like, no, like, I actually can't. Like, it was so weird. So I'm freaking out, thinking I need to get out of here. Like, it was just a horrible kiss. It was awful. It was just, everything about it was just like, ugh. And like, nothing towards Andy. He was a lovely boy, but he just wasn't for me. So I'm thinking I need an excuse to get out of here, and his dog kept like coming in the room and barking. So I was like, oh, does he want to go out for a walk? Like, oh. He was like, yeah, I am meant to do it today, but like, I can't be bothered. And I was like, oh, we can take the dog out for a walk, it's fine, like, I don't mind. And he was like, oh, it is like one of my chores though, I don't want, like, really want to bring you to like do one of my chores. I was like, no, it's cool, like, we can go, it's fine. This was then like the most cringiest thing that ever happened, like the ickiest thing, and like, it's actually gonna be hard for me to say out loud because it was just so grim. We take the dog out for a walk, right, and I'm just sitting there minding my business while he's like, you know, playing with the ball with the dog, right? Absolutely fine. Then all of a sudden, he was just like going on a rant about his dog, and that's fine, I love pets, you know what I mean, I talk about my dog all the time when he was around. Then he goes like off with the dog, like to like chase the dog, like play with him or whatever, and he's like, oh, look what I'm about to send you on WhatsApp. Bear in mind, we never ever messaged on WhatsApp, we always spoke on Snapchat. So I was like, why don't you just send whatever you're going to send me on Snapchat? And he's like, oh, the video is like too big in like megabytes or gigabytes, whatever it was, so I need to send it to you on WhatsApp. I was like, okay. Guys, I can't say this out loud, like, it actually makes me heave. And the reason why I remember this story is because I was scrolling through WhatsApp the other day and I saw the message, and I was like, he literally sent, oh my gosh, he sent me a video of his dog, like, literally doing a shit in his garden. I was like, what is going on? So I just ended the video immediately. I was like, ew, like, what is going on? Like, he had this video just like in his camera roll from weeks ago, and he's like, yeah, I've been watching it on repeat, it's so funny. Literally, help me run, help me escape. The way I was like, okay, I really need to go. I was like, oh my gosh, something's happened at home, my mum really needs me, I need to go home like right now, because I got there on a train as well, so like this wasn't no short journey for me, it was like over an hour. And he was like, yeah, can like we arrange the next date soon? And I was like, I don't know, we'll see. And then just like walked home, well, walked to the station, but I was on my way home at that point. He was like saying he'll walk me home, whatever, and he kept like trying to grab my hand, and I was just like, no, ew, I just got like the biggest ick ever. There's a part 2 to this story on how like I ended things, so let me know if you guys want to hear that. But yeah, story time of me getting the biggest ick ever, and my body literally rejected a boy for the first time. It was just ew. No, I don't want to think about it ever again.